a lady was in the air, airborne, and trying to jump on the decks, slam dunk into the decks. The fact that I literally tried to record this video 4 times this week is ridiculous. Hello everyone, welcome to my kingdom, or welcome back to my kingdom. Thank you for existing. So today I'm going to be teaching y'all how to make money at raves and music festivals using your passions, talents, and skills that you already have. I'm a talent promoter and art vendor, and I book talent. So I'm going to be telling you from that perspective how I book art vendors, food vendors, DJs, musicians, stuff like that. And I'm also going to be telling you what worked and didn't work for me as an art vendor. So I'm going to tell you from both perspectives how to make some money while still having fun. Quick disclaimer before we get into it, this is all based off of my experiences, opinions, and, you know, everything I've learned over the years being an art vendor and talent promoter and in the EDM community, you know what I mean? So I can only speak to what I know. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. Also comment below any questions you have along the way. If you have some at the end, let me know. This video is for DJs, producers, musicians, art vendors, food vendors, and live performance artists such as dancers, flow artists, and live painters. If you think that you can probably make money off of your performance art or your art, you probably can. So this video is probably for you. If you're trying to make money off of yourself at a rave or festival, this video is for you. Anyway, I'm not including promoters in this because as a promoter, I never make money off of parties. If I walk home with a couple $100, that's paying for the venue I already paid for, the promotion I paid for, the flyers, the talent, the lights, the sound, the decorations. You know, you're paying for a lot out of pocket before the show even starts. So I'm not including promoters in this because usually promoters don't really like make money. If you wanted to like make money or make free tickets, you could like promote for a bigger local promotion company in your city. Like for example, mine would be Steve's Promo, where you could get like free tickets if you sell a certain amount of tickets. But like, other than that, that's pretty much the only way. People who throw parties don't really make money, and if you are, then I don't know how you're doing that. The first tip would be know your worth. Because there's going to be a lot of people out there who don't want to book you for your time or don't want to pay a certain amount of money for your art. And all I'm saying is, you know how much your tracks cost. You know how much time you put into that mix. You know how much time you spent looking for the perfect equipment to use, how much money you spent on it. You know. And as an artist, you know how much time you spent making something, how much the materials cost. You know, so I would not suggest lowering your prices for anybody. Now, like bargaining and bartering is a little bit different, but like I wouldn't work for somebody the first time and let them get a discount from you. That's just like not how it goes, because then somebody will think that they can take advantage of you all the time. Also, when you get booked for an event, unless you sign a certain contract saying that you're going to make a certain amount of money, the promoter might even try to tell you like, hey, we made less than we're supposed to make, so they're going to pay you a little less, which is why you really shouldn't lower your initial price, because you might end up getting $20 or $50 less than that. So say you want $150 and then you lower it to $100 because you just want to be nice and you want to get booked so bad by this promoter who says they can't pay you for $150. You know what I mean? Now they don't make the money they say they're gonna make, and you get paid $50. That's way less than your booking fee. So I would not suggest lowering your price. If a promoter wants you, they will keep your booking fee in mind for the next time, or they'll give you the money that you want. Plain and simple. As an artist, you know, you will always find somebody who wants your stuff, especially if it's one of a kind or if there's not many like it. I mean, it's handmade, it's by you, convince people, and if you can't convince them to buy it, then whatever. You know what I mean? If they don't have the money, then they don't have the money. That's just how it is. You know, you can't be lowering your prices for people. My second tip that kind of goes into that would be learn how to handle rejection. Like, have a couple backup plans. Say you want to vend at a couple festivals this summer, you want to play at a couple festivals this summer, or raves, or whatever it may be. Talk to a couple promoters. Get yourself in a couple places. Learn how to be like, oh, this person said no, but I have this person. And then and then you can also compare things. if this person's actually gonna pay you or not, maybe the reputation of this person as opposed to the reputation of that person. I mean, I won't believe everything you hear on the streets, but sometimes people have some credible knowledge that I wish when I was starting I would have listened to. Starting as a promoter, side story, I worked with some horrible people, and I wish the fuck I would have listened to people, for one, that actually told me that these people were horrible, and for two, I wish more people would have told me sooner before I started working with them that they were horrible people. You know what I'm trying to say? So I would definitely like kind of listen and learn how to take rejection, because somebody might be saying no to you for a reason that is completely outside of your control. They might be a broke ass motherfucker, or they just something else, some kind of little drama beef type situation. You know how the racing can get. It's kind of cliquey out here. Third tip would be know your mission. Keep your mission in mind. Keep your passion in mind. Personally, I like to make art out of upcycled materials. Not all my stuff's upcycled. Like, I do have paintings on canvas. It's not like I scraped paint off another canvas and I burnt it down into paint. It's like I take broken jewelry and I make it into new jewelry, or I take bottle caps and I make them into like hat pins, which I actually learned from this really cool person named Trippy Draws on YouTube and everywhere. She's amazing. Please follow them. I love her. Like, that's how I learned how to make my bottle cap hat pins. Also a vendor. Definitely know your mission and stick to it. And, you know, it also helps for whenever you're trying to sell yourself to other people. Yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm trying to do. And if you can sum it up in a little blurb to tell basically everybody and know your mission, then it'll be easier to explain to people, and it'll be easier for people to get on board with you. Next tip is a little bit iffy for some people, because I know some people are kind of weird about online payment, but I really highly recommend PayPal or Cash App or Venmo, because as an art vendor, I have all of them. My PayPal's kind of fucked right now, but you know, I can tell people to Cash App me or Venmo me, and there's been a lot of times, I'm gonna say like at least 30% of the time, don't quote me, I'm not good at math, 30% of the time, these fuckers will try to buy something from me and they'll be like, oh, I don't have cash, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you at a festival with no cash? But I get it. Sometimes you don't have time or whatever it may be. You ran out, whatever. I say I have Venmo or Cash App, and they're immediately on it. They're like, word, and then they either buy the thing that they already wanted to buy, or they buy more things because they realize that they have a ton of cash and that they can buy more things. This has happened to me before. So please, if you are okay with having Venmo and Cash App and all that shit, I would suggest it. If you don't want to do it, I understand completely. This one. Get logos made. I have a couple logos made. I definitely want to get some more so that I can like get merch and stuff. If you could find a good graphic designer that fits your, you know, whatever, you could get logos made. And then when you have those logos, I mean, people might not necessarily be using them on flyers per se, but you could use them for personal branding and marketing. So if you wanted to make stickers out of your logos, hat pins out of your logos, hoodies, t-shirts, you know what I mean? You can do all this shit once you have your logo. So you play a couple of shows, you know, you get your DJ name made into a logo. You play a couple more shows and maybe you get like a character, you know, image that's either maybe you as an anime character or your favorite animal. That's literally the two that I picked. I have Boy, my sloth, and then I have my KingsNewCraft one, which is literally me holding a sloth. So like, I don't know, like those are my two ideas. Take it and run. Luckily, I know some people in the scene that are digital artists. This is another way to support another small business and be a small business. Like, most of the time, if you go through a digital creator and they're like in your scene and you make, you know, a logo, they'll post it in their portfolio or on their online pages, and they'll be like, logo I made for insert DJ name or insert vendor name here. You know what I mean? So that's a little extra bump too for you.
Wow.
Sorry. And then once you have logos made, you can definitely get merch made, and that's just another way to make extra money. Like, I need some new PLUR Kingdom hoodies. Like, the hoodies go so well in festival season because people don't realize that it gets cold at night. So, like, highly recommend if you are vending at a festival, if you're playing at a music festival and you, like, have a certain way to make, like, hoodies. Even if you're just a DJ, I'm sure you could, like, you know, sell those if you're booked. Figure it out with the promoter first, but I highly recommend selling hoodies at festivals. Like, people forget that it gets cold. That's all. Like, it's easy money and you're helping people. This next one is for people when you're getting a little bit more involved, or if you have like equipment that you bring. Say you're gonna bring your decks, or if the promoter asks you to bring your decks, like they are probably just starting, and you definitely, I don't know about that. I've asked people to do that before, and luckily nothing bad happened. But like looking back on it, I've had people bring thousands of dollars worth of equipment to house parties. That's scary. Okay? So like, I would definitely recommend, if you're going to be bringing your equipment somewhere and you don't want it to get fucked up, that you have a written contract that says like, hey, I'm going to be bringing my equipment. You have to promise to like reimburse me if it breaks, or it's your responsibility if it breaks. I'm only going to have it from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. and then I'm out. That's it. No, you know what I mean? These kind of things need to be stated in the contract, and dated, and they need to be signed by you and the other person, and dated by you and the other person, so that you know that this is basically a legal contract, you know what I mean? So that you can, if something terribly goes wrong, oh my god. Let me tell you, real quick story time. Somebody tried to jump on the decks at one of our local parties. It was at a venue. Somebody tried to jump on the decks. I don't know what happened. I just know a lady was in the air, airborne, and trying to jump on the decks, slam dunk into the decks, okay? If she would have fell on them decks, jumped, body slammed them decks, they're thousands of dollars. Imagine if the speakers fell too. Imagine if, you know what I mean? Like, this is like, you gotta have a contract for this, buddy. So shit can happen everywhere. This was at a venue, not even a house party. So I'm just saying, like, if you are a DJ and the promoter is asking you to bring your speakers, bring your sound, bring your whatever, I would highly recommend, unless they're like a really close friend, even if they're a close friend, I would recommend making a contract for yourself. I'm an art vendor, so I personally don't have an art vendor contract. If my shit gets fucked, I figure it's my problem because I fucking left it out in the rain or something. I would suggest, as a performance artist with equipment, that you make a contract. Also, signing a contract. Like, if a promoter is booking you and your fee, you know, is more than $50, I would very highly recommend you get a contract and sign it, so that they know how much they're supposed to pay you. And if they don't pay you that, then you could go take legal action against them. If you're trying to like actually make your money off of this, then I would suggest, it's not really being a bitch, it's more like, you know, be upfront as a promoter with them. It's about getting your money. It's about getting paid for your work. So my next one would be actively post on social media and make a separate account for your endeavors. So for me, I have like a promotion page, I have a personal page, I have an art page, so that people, so it's not all getting like lost together with my selfies and like parties and my art, like all mashed together. It's like unorganized. It's nice to have it all separate. I would suggest making like an Instagram, TikTok, like whatever you need to do. I personally don't utilize TikTok because I'm afraid of like, I heard about all the hate comments and like I'm just not down for it. So, but like if you want to do a TikTok, I bet that it would be great. Trying to be supportive. Twitter, get yourself out there, actively post, be in touch with your fans, with your followers, tell people where you're gonna be, promote the parties you're going to, promote the places you're gonna be. You know, even if you're gonna be somewhere, like me as an art vendor, I went to the local pickle festival and I wasn't a booked art vendor, but I had like some bubble wands on me to sell, and I posted on my social media like, hey, I'm gonna have bubble wands here, so the people who were going there knew that I was gonna be there with stuff to sell. You know what I'm saying? So like stuff like that, where you post that you're going to be certain places leading up to the event, that really helps. Also, if you're going to share an event as a DJ, music producer, or whatever, if you're going to keep sharing people's events that you're involved with, they're going to notice that you promote. And if you promote enough, promoters will either pay you more for that, or like you could market yourself as a promoter too. I know my one friend who's a photographer who recently raised his booking fee because he ends up sending out invites. He ends up, you know, promoting on all his social media. So he markets himself as a photographer promoter. He's also a DJ too. So he has a lot of friends. He has a lot of people who are in the rave scene. So he has a lot of connections. I would highly recommend like letting the person you know you work for, like all the connections you have, all the back, they're not gonna know that unless you talk about it. It's not gloating and it's not, you know, being egotistical. It's just letting them know, like, logistically, I know a lot of people and I'm worth more than somebody who doesn't promote, who doesn't have a following. That's definitely something that you want to enforce with people. Making a social media is a great way to, you know, just network. Take criticism. Listen. Just listen. You know, people are gonna give you some criticism, especially when they're all fucked up, drunk, whatever they're on, and they're gonna be telling you things about your art, about your music, about your everything, and you're gonna be like rolling your eyes at them. Don't do that. Give them a little listen. At least pretend like you're listening, and do listen. Like, do listen, but I usually put up an emotional wall where I'm like, they are not hating on me. They are not hating on my art. They are just saying what they would like to see from me. They're not trying to hate on me. They're not trying to discourage me from doing what I'm doing. You know, they're trying to help me. And there have been times whenever people have told me certain things, and I have actually listened to their criticism, and it's helped me make sales. Like, this one person was like, oh, if you added like more aliens, literally, like, just told me to draw more aliens, and like all my alien stuff sells really quick. They weren't trying to say
you're a shitty artist because you don't draw enough aliens.
They're trying to say, man, dude, I really like your alien pieces. I would like to see more aliens from you. So if somebody comes up to you and you're a house DJ and they say, you know, maybe switch it up, and have you ever tried to do some drum and bass? Don't yell at them and be like, I hate drum and bass. Even if you do hate drum and bass, listen, I get it. Some house heads hate drum and bass. I get it. Be like, thanks, bro. Thanks. Like, just try to be nice, because this is a person who's trying to be like your fan, your follower, you know, your audience. You wouldn't want to be mean to your audience. You wouldn't want to be rude to your audience. If your audience is giving you constructive criticism and asking something of you, or, you know, just questioning you, be nice. Just be nice. Even if it hurts a little bit, go home and cry about it, but like, I would just be nice about it, unless they are literally like bashing you. Like, actually, if it doesn't apply to that. Don't listen to the haters. I'm just saying, like, if somebody is giving you constructive criticism, I've listened in the past to constructive criticism, and I can usually differentiate what is hate and what is constructive criticism, and the constructive criticism has helped me. So that's why I'm saying. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big old thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun jazz. Turn on your post notifications, because I post like every week or so. A lot of things happen in my life apparently that are very traumatic and scary. I haven't even told you the story times yet, is the thing. Like, I have so many story times about people trying to murder me, my house almost burning down 3 times. Like, y'all, my life is crazy, okay? So I haven't even got there yet. I love you guys so much. Thank you for existing. Anybody could be amazing if they just be themselves. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications. If you made it till the end, comment something. What's your favorite song right now? Let me know. Anyway, love you. Have a wonderful life. I love you. Goodbye.